take off the handcuffs, okay, baby?
Yeah, I don't have a statement. I don't want to be detained in these handcuffs like this. I'm probably, if I haven't committed a crime, done that.
Okay. All right, give us.
I'm hoping in your future that once you're done with your federal prison time, that you can be really successful on federal probation and have a really bright future where you can reach your full potential in every aspect of your life. Best of luck to you, Mr. Golden.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I have, if I can be excused.
You may.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you all.
Attorneys for NBA YoungBoy might be able to secure the rapper's release in 2025. After I finished his case, we claimed it was tied to another case he had in Louisiana. Thus, the small kid should be released in 3 months, even though he was sentenced to 23 months. With the chant, "Free NBA YoungBoy," free, free, a fan barged into the courthouse on the day of his sentencing. As a result, the proceedings became really bizarre. Therefore, we need to know the precise time of his release.
Free Bobby, man. Free Bobby.
Everyone needs to stay muted. Okay.
Free Bobby.
All right. Mr. Golden's case has already been called. He's done with court today. For those of you interested, everyone keep yourselves muted.
When the hacker walked into the courtroom, even a young toddler smiled and laughed in response. The youth was charged with 1 count of possession of an unregistered pistol and 1 count of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon following his arrest on March 10, 2021. The judge read the formal charges against him prior to the start of the sentencing process. A young man and his pals were dancing on the bonnet of a car while brandishing pistols in the suburb where he had filmed a music video. An older neighbor became alarmed and called the police, who knew the young man from his long criminal record and placed him under arrest.
Body cam footage of the officer who put the cuffs on YoungBoy back in September during that music video that was shown, and it was very interesting because the cop comes right up to him, you know, whatever, he puts the cuffs on him, and then YoungBoy's reaction is kind of hilarious. I thought it might be interesting for y'all. He was like, yo, big dog, man, what you doing, man? Why you putting these cuffs on me? That's what he was calling the cop. He was calling the cop big dog. He's like, big dog, you up right now. I didn't do nothing. You can search me. I got nothing on me. Cop doesn't listen. Cop puts him in and the whole time YoungBoy's like, yo, man, what you doing, man? Big dog, why? And it really goes to show you a lot about this case. YoungBoy didn't think he did anything wrong. He didn't think that they were gonna go and start taking footage from music videos and said, you held in a music video and you're a felon and that's a federal felony and you're gonna face 3 to 5 years. No, and it really shows you that these federal laws, as applied to kids like NBA YoungBoy from the hood, are extremely unfair and extremely punitive, and we need to take a good, long look.
The entire video was left as evidence when the little youngster recognized he couldn't be caught carrying a weapon during the arrest process. His cameraman attempted to delete the tape, but the cops took it away before he could. The child's attorney attempted to refute the charges in court by asserting that the police had unlawfully acquired the firearm, but the argument was unsuccessful. In the footage, you can see little Doogie brandishing the gun. Using the video of the young youngster brandishing guns, prosecutors can now convict him after his appeal to the federal government was rejected.
Yeah, YoungBoy, he lost the appeal with the federal appeals court. He can take it up to the Supreme Court. What happened? So the federal judge, the lower court, ruled in his favor. She said that the video of him holding what looks like to be a is suppressed. It can't be used at trial against him. The way you guys obtained it, you violated his constitutional rights. Now, the government went to the Fifth Circuit United States Court of Appeals. The Fifth Circuit said, you know what? We have a different decision, and we're going to say that the government can use that evidence. It is going to be allowed in the case. Now, YoungBoy's got a couple of options. One, he can appeal to the Supreme Court. I fully expect they will appeal to the Supreme Court. Two, you got to go to the government and say, look, this guy was locked up for a long amount of time. I think he was locked up for almost a year. He's been on house arrest for almost a year. How much time do you want him to serve and think about doing a plea bargain? Ultimately, you can also take this case to trial and try to beat the feds and go 2-0 against them. He's previously beaten.
It became evident that the small boy's case was not going well, and the atmosphere in the courtroom darkened considerably. He even received a sympathetic and inspiring speech from the judge prior to the court report being presented. The judge, who had just released the young man from prison, wished him luck and told him that his addiction had taken away his potential and skills.
I've seen so many times that good men and women who have a lot of talent and potential, that they can be robbed of that potential when they start to really struggle with their addiction. So I don't want that for you. You seem like a very talented young man. I'm hoping in your future that once you're done with your federal prison time, that you can be really successful on federal probation and have a really bright future where you can reach your full potential in every aspect of your life. Best of luck to you, Mr. Galvin.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I have, if I could excuse.
You may.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you all.
A formal report was released. The tiny youngster is no longer the issue. The young man faces a significant punishment for a young person: 27 months in prison and an additional 60 months on probation. The fact that he continues to face charges for more offenses from 2021 exacerbates the situation. Due to FBI surveillance of his Louisiana plantation, the young man missed a court hearing and was placed on the wanted list. They pursued him at high speed, their lights on, as he drove off. They initially convinced him to stop on the side of the road. The young man raced down the highway, slammed into regular streets, and then he got out and started running after people on foot. The young man fled onto their property, with the policeman right behind him, and a fan captured the moment on camera. That's what made the entire police chase so peculiar. After a canine unit picked up his smell, the young man was eventually captured. He was wearing a blazer, slim slacks, diamond chains, and expensive shoes, possibly not the ideal attire to try to elude the police.
We'll take off the handcuffs, okay? But
Yeah, I don't have a statement. I don't want to be detained in these handcuffs like this. I'm probably, if I haven't did a criminal crime or done that.
okay, all right, guess.
The young man was able to hire the best solicitors in the area and obtain a bond that would allow him to be released from detention by utilizing his money. He was accused not just of speed racing, but also of resisting arrest for avoiding the police.
Out of California is a $540,000 bond. He put up $500,000 in cash. In addition, he put up as collateral 2 properties worth in excess of $1.5 million, and he has to wear an ankle monitor. However, he's not going to be on house arrest. According to the bond set by the California judge, he simply has to wear the ankle monitor, but is otherwise free to travel. This is very big. Why? Given that the California judge found that these circumstances are sufficient for a young boy, why would a Louisiana judge find any differently? The Louisiana judge is looking at the same facts, he's looking at the same charges, and he's making a decision under the exact same federal law. Sure, it's a different court and a different circuit, and the way the laws are applied varies somewhat from state to state, from circuit. It shouldn't vary a lot. If this California judge said, hey, this much money and these restrictions are good, it would be very, very weird for a Louisiana judge to say, oh no amount of money and no restrictions. That would be very uncommon. I fully expect that the Louisiana judge on Tuesday will release you.
However, now that the gun case is finally ended, the youngster is quite fortunate that his sentence was limited to 27 months in prison. His gloomy recent record includes multiple arrests, mug pictures, and breaking up his relationships with other rappers. Choppa didn't like Lil Cho because, despite writing a song called Free YoungBoy to promote him, he was always criticizing other rappers. Following his demise, he made derogatory comments against King Von and Act in the hook of his 2022 song, Free YoungBoy. Choppa didn't like him, according to DJ, and this created a lot of feelings. The young man made fun of King Von after his death, and Choppa didn't like it, so I stamped that when he posted. When we send you to God for supporting me in my argument with those boys, I'll wager your mother will be upset. You could claim that I was your favorite, and I could claim to have witnessed it. Choppa responded to this by discussing the issue on the Academic Mix podcast. After making another try, the young lad from Academics is now on demon time. Lil Reese replied, he's just rapping like the rest of these rappers all rap. There isn't any demon time.
Not able to defend his name, bro, and it be a lot going on within his name about him when, to me, bro, he a real stand-up dude, and it was just unfortunate how it happened. Like, he came to a person that...
The Eve dad was even asked to participate in a follow-up interview with Choppa.
What'd you think?
It was funny to me. I feel like, it's not serious when it hit the neck. It's funny. It's just entertainment to me.
Yeah.
It was entertaining. Good song. Nice ball.
The sole goal of J-Day Youngin, a young boy chopper enthusiast, was to make the rap game less awkward. It is absurd to believe that YoungBoy's gang was responsible for his death because of his problems with YoungBoy.
Soon we will be making music together. I'm a fan of YoungBoy music. Yeah, we gonna collaborate pretty soon and put on for our state, because when we do, I feel like that's just gonna.
The two collaborated on the song, but they broke up as soon as Jay Donegan posted a YoungBoy song sample that wasn't yet out on Instagram. Delete this now, YoungBoy wrote in the comments section. I don't play around like that, and I don't know how you obtained my tune. Instead of apologizing, Jay uploaded a video in which he declared that he would not put up with any disrespect.
And I stand on everything, you hear me? Ain't no gonna play with me, ain't no disrespect.
During the shooting, he also ridiculed the small child for his reaction to the event. When your baby mommy gave me pictures proving that Jay had been hanging around one of their baby mommies, I laughed even though the young kids were amused by your comment on my website. According to the accusations, he attempted to apprehend Jay and the little child when they were out on the street.
Be hiding. We real headhunters, man. Come on, man. Open their mouth, came to what they was, man. Oh,